A lovely good evening, viewers. It's another Thursday, and we are back again with an exciting episode of NSAKA. Tonight we will be looking at another exciting topic, and we are looking at incest. Himba, welcome and good evening.
CJ, good evening, and good evening, viewers.
I hope you've had a great day.
Yeah, I can't complain. God has been on my side.
Great, wonderful. So, viewers, today we are looking at incest, and as usual, we have our in-house counselor, that is Evangelist Shaabula, to help us give us in-depth knowledge and wise counsel concerning the topic of incest. Evangelist, good evening and welcome to Ubuntu Channel's NSAKA.
Good evening, CJ. Good evening, Himba. Good evening, Emmanuel. And good evening, all the viewers. You are welcome. I'm excited about the topic and I'm ready to handle it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Himba, waimvera topic ya lero at incest. Manje vizungu hivi. I don't know kuti mu local languages incest ni chani. Chukaine word ya mine bwira cheni maloza.
I've been asking you. I was like, CJ, do these things happen? Are they real?
Yes.
I'm actually like, oh my God, do such things happen?
So, Evangelist, before we bring you in and you're able to expound on this one, there's a short clip that we're going to play, and this clip is from 2017, which has got this topic that we are looking at. Anyway, there are other clips, but we'll not play the other clips. We'll just narrate. But we want to give our viewers there a picture of what this thing is and that it is real. Because sometimes timona mongati vintu hivi sivichitika ongati vichitika ni countries yenangu.
Like right now, I'm like, I was like, CJ, do these things happen? Are they real? CJ knows that story check na Himba showing. So I've been going through those stories also by Shaabula to know. Then he said, oh, these things really happen.
Okay, so viewers, right now, just watch this clip, and after this clip, we'll get into a detailed discussion.
It is a battle over late father's property between mother and daughter in Ndola. The row started following the death of Mr. Staiwo Nyirongo last month, who has been accused of having a sexual relationship with his biological daughter Mary Nyirongo. Miss Elima Singwira has revealed how her own daughter has sold all the property to amass her own wealth, a situation that has left her with nothing to claim. She further testifies how her own daughter used to sleep with her husband and eventually gave him a child.
Ero nomba aisa nomba nganalanda ko kuli bawishi nangu bawishi balanda ati nibapelekwe mpia banoko alekana nokumpuma sana tarefu ya bawishi alibale nsosha uyu mwana ali mukashi ale anamukufola abananko wonse tale bapelako nangufimo bawishinga bati basende mpia kupelako abanankwe yena alekana ali fofulanti basuka bafyala monomwa umwana.
Mary has denied having any sexual relationship with her father, but has stated reasons why she was highly favored.
No, my father never used to favor anyone, My father was just equal. The only problem was that he gave me the house where I used to get from money for transport when going to.
She has further exposed a copy of a will that her father left, claiming that he was poisoned by the wife. Yeah.
My dad left a will, which is as follows. A will, dear mourners, following the food poison, which was given to me by my former wife, Elima Senguila, so that I may die, she gets all the wealthy I have required. I have decided to write a will in advance. This is because I have known that I shall not live long.
This woman here testified how Mary confessed having a sexual relationship with the father at the time she was looking for traditional medicine to enable her deliver without any complications.
I think 3 months. Therefore, I come to Anchila, it's Anchila, and she did more quete. Aba nani, aba umewengi, asa ikalazi. Atao, you are dead.
So if I try to kwa toma na kuliva dad. Number tatu aishivanga chishinka ngafia kufukoza evere vanake aba servants code.
The situation is bitter as the two continue to curse each other over property, while Mary continues to be labeled as the late dad's wife. Anton Chumba, Movie TV News in Dollar.
Himba. So that is an incident that happened sometime in 2017. But there are even other incidents that have been happening, and I think we'll just narrate over them. But for the sake of time, we're going to allow Evangelist just to delve into this topic, incest, so that he can... yes,
sorry.
Himba.
Please go through the situation we have before the evangelist comes as well. The one which was written to us.
Okay, all right, okay. So, viewers, we do have a situation as well that borders on the topic that we are looking at. And let me just read through it. Then, yeah. Okay, so the situation goes. I suspect my mother-in-law is sleeping with my husband. That is her son. When my mother-in-law visits us, my husband can stay with his mother up to midnight. Well, they are chatting and laughing, the two of them. Sometimes they even stay in her bedroom. On the other hand, my husband would demand that his mother cook certain foods for him. She will take over the running of the house, and my husband will say nothing about it. When I complain to my husband, he would defend his mother, accusing me not to understand his mother. Please help me. So that's the situation that we have for today. Himba.
Thank you so much, CJ. Viewers, that's the situation we have for today, and this is the situation we are going to talk about. We had to do other stories just to kulangiza kuti story yachitika yabwera ku ubuntu. It's also happening, it has been happening. There are other stories that have been there. Although there are other ones that are so much talking about ni fiction or ni chan somebody. CJ, over to you.
Well, right about now, Evangelist, we are giving you the floor. Please give us your wise counsel.
Thank you so much, CJ. In the first place, I would like to define what incest is. Tuambia difference pankani ya incest. Ichinyama branji incest. Ichichani ichi. Nzakamba mu Chinyanja first, then nzakamba mu Kizungu. Incest ni kunyengana mubanja. Ntao zina unankale kunyengana batate na mwana wao. omwana na batati bake. Ila kama mwana ni kama mwana mkazi na batati bake. O mwana mamuna na bamai bake banyengana. O brother banyengana na sister wake. O sister wake banyengana na brother wake. O ba uncle bako banyengana na niece wao. O niece wao anyengana na banko wake. O batati bake ba grandfather bambuye bamuna banyengana na muzukuru wao musikana. O musikana anyengana na bambuye bake bamuna. O bambuye bake bakazi banyengana na muzukuru wao mamuna. O muzukuru mamuna anyengana na mai na bambuye bake bakazi. Apa tikamba kunyengana mubanja. Kunyengana mubanja. Olo kugonana mubanja. Chabe tikamba. Baipano tikamba pa. Tikamba kuti ichi. Chabe tikamba ichi. Sichifunika. In other ways, we are talking about, when we talk of this, we are talking about having carnal knowledge or having sexual intercourse between near blood or relatives or family members or siblings, father and daughter, daughter and father, brother and sister, sister and brother, mother and son, son and mother, uncle with niece, niece with uncle, grandmother with the grandson, grandson with grandmother, grandfather with the daughter, with granddaughter, granddaughter with grandfather. So, we are talking about having sexual relationship or carnal knowledge within the blood family. Now, what are we talking about? What are the implications? The implications or the dangers are that if there is a hereditary pathology or hereditary disease, that disease will be spread within the family circle and it will not go away. It will continue for generations and generations. So that is what we are talking about. Ijame tikamba uti chifomkamba kugona na mubanja mu family kuzapeze ngati muli nakasuntu mukugwa chape so mwina epilepsy ija epilepsy zacho akuli uyu iyenda kuli mutikana uyu wamene mwagona kumwana wamene mubala mwana mwamene mubala uja azamba kudwala kaja epilepsy olakasuntu throughout na zakapasa bana bake na bana bake chifukwa yankala disease or matenda yapabanja. So ichincha metikamba lero. So pametikamba pame gato kungena muma details nifati yangani even in other areas apart from the Bible, apart from the law, they prohibiting this act, that this act should not be allowed. It is an offense under the Zambian laws. So apart from this, also the Bible, God also talked about the same. So in other words, we are looking at the law of the land and we are also looking at the Bible. Now, looking at the Bible, you can find this in the book of Leviticus chapter 18. In the book of Leviticus chapter 18, the subheading there is unlawful sexual relations. So because of time, I'm going to read verse 16. If you allow me, I will be very, very fast because after having read this, I will have covered a lot of things that we need to talk about. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 6, the Bible says, no one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. Now, it says close relations. No one should approach. Verse 7, do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have relations with her. Verse 8, do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. that would disown your father. Verse 9, do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born in the same home or elsewhere. Verse 10, do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would disown you. This is granddaughter or grandson. Verse 11, do not have sexual relations with the daughter of your father's wife. Born to your father, she is your sister. Ngati wachache wako wanapata mimba somewhere, manje walina mwana, kuja mwana, mkazi wako, ni sister wako. Therefore, do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. In other words, your aunt. But aunt sibo nyenga, utanyengi zibaranzi wako. Verse 13, do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister, because she is your mother's close relative. Same. Verse 14, do not disown your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your aunt. Verse 15, do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have relations with her. Verse 16, do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That will disown your brother. Verse 18, do not have sexual relations. Verse 17, do not have sexual relations with both a man and her daughter. Do not have sexual relations with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are close relatives. That is wickedness. And quickly, verse 18, do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is alive. While your wife is living. Mulamu wako. Usagone na mulamu wako. Alichukua ni mulamu wanga. So she's a wife. Verse 18 ya kada. CJ, Wambela. Verse 19. Do not approach a woman. Okay, this is something else. Now, after I have said this, I want to go in detail. Number one, why did God stop these people or us from having sexual relations? And why is science, yes, number one, we must know that in the blood, we carry genes. I am a genes. Ni tuntuwe tuka mtupi yaki. Tuwe tupezeka mpabodi yaki. Tuwe tunga tenge, tuwe sitina tudwala. Tulina matenda, mkatika tupi yaki. Mandi ngati mwamba kupona na mbanja. Chizanka kuti. Ivuto o matenda kazatira mbanja. Nafasa zangu ya kugwa. Yosuntuka ngatukudwa chapu yakufa chapu ya uzamba kudwa chapu so ngati ndefro bankuntu azanka chapu mfabe mamere mu. So God said for you to do away to start off this, you should not marry within. In other words, we call it inbreeding. It is not supposed to be. It is because you are creating a problem in the family. So mwana wa wachache wako ni sister wako, ni brother wako. So why should you have feelings towards your sister? Wakazi liwambiri manini. Ukaona sister wako ulimpa beni Himba. Ukaona wakazi bena it is flash. What's the problem? It means there's something wrong with you. So what we must understand is that under the Zambian law, it is an offense. And this offense, the minimum sentence is actually 3 years. You can go for 15 years or 10 years. Kifuko wagona na mwana wako na mjukuu wako o na brother wako o na mai wako o na mwana wangu. So this is the incest. If also when we come to wataki ba mwana huyu, for example in this video, in this video that we had, where mwana huyu wataki baki babona na mwana wao. this father is supposed to go in 25 years in prison for sleeping with the daughter. The second problem is that when people are aware that you are sleeping with your near relative or with your relative, many people may not want to marry that person. They will know that this person is highly defiled. She is defiled and she cannot be married. So in other words, you have stopped that person from getting married and have a stable family because of what you are doing. So kulipe mumamuna wamina akafune kutapatiwa mkazi, wamini mkazi wamina kwa na watake wake. Uzi wati mkazi wamina ufuna mpatila, hapo na watake wake, wako na brother wake, wako na malume wake. Kulipe mwamuna wanzeru, wamina akafune kupatia mkazi wake. So which means you who is already married, you are cheating, and in other words, wamuna mkazi, she's losing out. You have somebody else. So that is why the government will punish you. And that's why God says it is wickedness. Wickedness is something that defiles, which is bad, can kill. And the punishment is actually death. If I had time to read further, all these people who are found in this are supposed to be stoned. They are supposed to be killed. So in short, what we are saying here is that we should not have sexual knowledge or contact, sexual contact with the people that are really related to us. Number two, let us not talk, discuss the issues of sex in the presence of opposite sex who are related to us. We should avoid that. Number two, we should be very careful how we dress, especially you, the females. Don't say with brother wanga. Even the brother wako, Himba. Uti ni brother, when sister ni banji.
Ni China problem.
So the whole thing is that you mind how you dress. The other point is, be careful where you go with your sister Mula. Don't go to lonely places, dark places, far away places. Never be your sister or your brother-in-law or your uncle, your niece in their bedroom. In the bedroom, anything is possible. You should not be there. There's this letter where somebody says, I suspect, I'll talk next, because that person is suspecting that the husband is going out with the mother. So there is no proof. But I can just show the danger that it is not safe even for a mother and a son to be in the same bedroom. What about Ngatiwamai Wake Bashura? Bashura Mpi? What happens? As I say, or what about Pongara Pajatuan Caribino? Then Mama Chitima, Matu Ambakoleka. Tuan Caribino, Chitengechagua, then the ears are seen under there. What will the son do? So all these are things that are difficult to handle. So the other issue here is that do not ask somebody of opposite sex who is near you, that is who is related to you, who could tell us for bathroom. Munete for bathroom. Munete for bath towel. Munete man. Somebody who is of opposite sex and is related to you. No, you should not do. All these are temptations. Even writing letters, calling each other, sweetie, honey, bubblegum, my sweet coffee, my oxygen. Oxygen, who is related to you, I got oxygen. So all these are dangers. Having said this, I now leave this into a hand so that we can discuss as a family. Thank you so much.
CJ, are you there?
Yes, Himba, I'm here. I'll allow you to take it up since you're the only lady. But before you come in, Wom Kedebai, welcome, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, CJ, and good evening, Shaabula. Good evening, Himba.
Just call me sweetheart. Just because Shaabula Wakamba, don't go sweetheart. Call me sweetheart.
Good evening, sweetheart.
Good evening, sweetheart. Thank you so much, CJ. For me, since the evangelist has given us a very rich background and the do's and the don'ts, because what the Bible doesn't allow, and our producer, I'm having a feedback. Since Shaabula has given us the background, which is very rich, what the Bible says and what the law says. You know, I'm actually very happy to discover that actually you're having a sexual relationship with our close blood relations. It actually, the Bible is even talking about it. I think it allows us to disown that person. It says that person is disowned. So I've just learned today, but I'm going to concentrate more on the situation. Basically, in this situation we have here, it says this woman is suspecting of the husband having an affair with the mother. Why? Because one, vamankala maningi ku bedroom, vamai vao vakabwera otandala, noseka maningi. Two, vama taking a running of the house. Three, ati vamachita na demand kuti vamai vao vavapikile vokudya. Definitely, maybe other people will not agree, or most of the people will not agree with me, but this is my opinion anyway. For me, you know, it really, really, really takes courage for a son and a mother to start having sexual intercourse. Sivi machitika can be pali munkwala involved. Something is not right somewhere for such a situation to take place. So my dear sister, for you to say vamuna vanga niwachita suspect kuti vagona na vamai vao, I would also say yes, you may be right to suspect, but be a little bit careful with your suspicions. That's what I would say. The thing is, why am I saying so? You know, there's always a bond between a mother and a son. You know, ijambiri koko dieva nabwera nayo, yeva enzeko imankalako, and for some parents it's very difficult to break. And I think this is where we, the mothers, we should also work hard to break that attachment which we have with our children. And one thing we should also understand, my dear sister, is before you came into this man's life, there were people. And one of those people who were there, it's his mother, the sisters, the cousins. And they also lived their life. There are things they did together. So yes, they may be having an affair, fine. We're not disputing it. But sometimes it can be general attachment. And sometimes vankala vaseka uzapeza maybe vakambankani zvenzo chitika before you joined this family. That's why it's also important for you to build a relationship with your in-laws, no matter how difficult it is. I know sometimes it's difficult. Some are like it's very easy to integrate in that family. But if you join that family, try to build a relationship with your in-laws so that sometimes it's you have, you know, when you get married, it's like you're giving 50% of your life to this person you're bringing into your life. So the man is giving out 50% of his life. You as a woman, you're giving 50% to accommodate this person in your life. So there are things that happened when you were not there. And if you pick a can you know, kumankala, as I talked about attachment, kumankala ataba mai bazi at mwana wao nzokunda derere yo frying na nyama. So the mother, because there's this attachment, that's what he still likes. And sometimes even the son, they enjoy the way the mother cooks it. You know, that's why sometimes it's very important to get closer to the in-law. And sometimes, again, I know it feels wrong. And as I said, some people disagree with me. But if your mother-in-law comes to your house, maybe a week, 2 weeks, and I think if I were you, I would just step back. I'll just step back and later, it's not right, but for the sake of peace and for you to be happy in that family, I'll just step back and allow this mother-in-law. Mami, we like the way you cook okra. Will you please, that kind of thing. It's not easy, but because of the relationship this mother had with her son, such things exist. Maybe he likes other things, but because she's a mother, and in my tribe vakambati mwana unoti anakula mwana anakwatira analetako mkazi, but it's both ways. The mother should take responsibility to allow this woman to integrate and to give her space. And as daughters-in-laws, there's one thing I'd also want to communicate to you, my sisters out there, is that let us also understand that no matter what it takes, you have a different position in that man's life. Your mother-in-law will never be a wife in this man's life, and you will never be the mother-in-law. So try by all means to occupy your position, and try by all means to, that I'm the wife. All of my bankale kundangu kwa motoka, all of pike bazaenda bazatsia, will continue our lives with my wife, with my husband. But the suspicions of kutibagonana na mwana wao, my sister, it just doesn't happen easily. It's either paliminkwala, something is not right somewhere. But I'm just trying to tell you that try to be factual and try to handle this issue and stop being suspicious unnecessarily. Where you have to be suspicious, have a convincing reason. I rest my case, CJ.
Himba, but I thought women, you have instinct.
Instinct, CJ. But again, basically, look, CJ, it doesn't mean that because my mother-in-law, I'm married to her son, they will not have a moment where they're going to talk about sometimes I'm even going to have some topics to be boring because and sometimes it's just a woman who is also insecure and also being jealous of this, so it's a very sensitive and a dicey situation that needs a lot of maturity.
All right, thank you. Wom Kelebai, I need your thoughts on this one before Evangelist comes in and gives us great counsel in line with the situation that we have. Wom Kelebai.
Thank you so much. Even though I did not understand, I came a little bit late. I didn't know about the situation. But from what Himba was saying, I think I got one or two. I don't know if you can just summarize it for me a little bit quicker. Then I can come in.
All right. Okay. So in case viewers, you've just joined us and you are wondering what we're talking about, the topic tonight is incest. We are looking at incest, and Evangelist has defined what incest is. Masudira, that is sleeping with close blood or a close relation. That is having carnal knowledge. Hello, Evangelist, find out my details. Yeah. So there's a situation that we are looking at that was sent to us, and let me just read it quickly here. Just a minute, sorry. Okay, so the situation reads: I suspect my mother-in-law is sleeping with my husband, her son. When my mother-in-law visits us, my husband can stay with his mother up midnight. Well, they are chatting and laughing, the two of them. Sometimes they even stay in her room. On the other hand, my husband would demand that his mother cook certain foods for him. She would take over the running of the house, and my husband will say nothing about it. When I complained to my husband, he would defend his mother, accusing me not to understand his mother. Please help. So that is the situation that we are looking at. Yes.
Thank you. Should I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Well, that situation is a typical and coming from unsecured wife, jealous wife, and who seem to have a problem with her in-laws, as usual, because most women, especially in our home country, there are very few that are in good books with their in-laws. You find that they come up with all sort of allegations. Sometimes it's not just talking, making assumptions about the incest, but it's about them feeling insecure that they are talking about them, because when they see the person they love that has never been sharing this good humor with them, but when she sees the mother and the son, they are sharing that moment where they laugh, they talk, they even talk about the things, of course, or maybe from the time of memorial. For her, she finds it so unfair and insecure, and come up with all sort of allegations, which is so terrible. She cannot. It's just a pity that she has a problem. She just has to find ways to get to the heart of her mother-in-law, because I don't think she is in good boots with the mother-in-law. So that's what she should do in the first place. As for the husband should really try to sit down to his wife and have a very, very, very serious talk, because accusing a husband of sleeping with his mother, I think that's now extreme, and that's sickness. And her jealousy is now taking her somewhere. It's like it's possible for her to even accuse the father of either molesting children if they have kids, because if she can do that, she can also, what other things can she say? So it is important, and she has to understand that there are ramifications, there are consequences to such kind of and childish talks. So she is not supposed to come up with that. If she is not happy with her husband, let her talk about the specifications of the problems that are there, instead of her going around and start spreading or making insecurity comments where she even make accusations. Because to me, I find that barbaric and so childish, that she is supposed to find a way of dealing with matters than start accusing the son of sleeping with her. It stinks to high heaven. She should not even do that. If that is happening, she will definitely catch them. She will definitely catch them. But if at all the man would not even have married her, in the first place, if at all he was involved with the mother, he wasn't even going to love her in the first place and put her up a nyumba. He would have been involved with the mom. I mean, and we know by law, incest is really a crime. And if you are found wanting, you can be arrested. If you're found guilty, you can go to jail for a long time, because you can't. It's against the law and also society. And I think Shaabula has explained the dangers, the biological part, where you can actually not even conceive. You can have children, but the children can be disabled or can have some other complications. So you can't go and have sexual relations with the close relative, somebody that you share the same blood with. So and the law is clear, and of course, biblically speaking, it's not allowed. Spiritually speaking, mfwiti pamene mwakamba na veve ni tabu na mfwiti language. So it's just a jealous woman who is failing to handle her marriage.
Okay, so
yeah.
Thank you, Obom Kerebai. Evangelist, we need you now to analyze this situation and provide counsel to this lady who is suspecting that the husband is sleeping with the mother.
Thank you so much, CJ. Rom Kerebai, you are welcome. And what I'd like to say is, this lady says I am suspecting, or she's suspecting.
Mm-hmm.
To suspect is just to have an idea, or to think of, without probably proof or evidence that this is happening. Now, you must understand that that is the mother. Now, just as the Himba ably put it, that gentleman was brought up by that woman, who is the mother. And when he was young, he used to sit on the laps of the mother, being fed by the mother, urinating and pooping on the legs of the mother. So there is that bonding between mother and the son. So even when that young man was growing, he was growing eating food cooked or prepared by the mother. He was dressed, washed by the mother. Went to school supported by the mother. And when this young man now began to grow into a big boy, that the mother stopped watching him and watching his progress. But the food was prepared by the mother. And whenever he was sick, it was the mother who was taking care of him. Meaning that bond which was created from the time that this boy was born continued to grow up to the time when the gentleman decided to get married. And even when he decided to get married, I'm sure the parents were informed. They were told to say the gentleman wanted to get married, and they consented. Banavomera, bamai bake na watati bake, banavomera kuti iwe mkazi we, wamesha suspect bamai wako, ukwatiwe mnyumba we. Banavomera. So unaka mkazi wa mwana wao. Now, your complaint yakuti bamai bake mwamuna wako bakakwera baita disable into the kitchen. But normally by taking over, she's in charge of the kitchen. Number two, banka nae pamoja. Sometimes banka na bedroom. You know, all that kind of thing. You must understand that you know, it is not easy for anybody to have an election towards a near blood person. Especially when you have. No. But what you must understand is that, you know, there could be nothing. So all I can say is that watch further. Sometimes the mino kamba sidiriko. Ngati na mwana wao. You unkara kuti. We end up with. Why don't you join him? So it means that there is a problem between you and the wife and the mother-in-law. That is why of course, not all the time that you are going to sit down and listen to the discussion. But from time to time, you should be with you. Because it's your mother. Now, when it comes to cooking of food, mwana bamai wake, basi wati mwana wao pame kutoka kufana, anakula na chiwantu. Chika kutonga, jameti kumwa, ewe mukamba chitopo, chimunga chitopo, chiwantu. These days, lewe babemba iwe, na bangoni na mitundi yose, mwamba kumwa chiwantu manje. manje bamai bake baje bati mwana wao anakula na chikwanza. According to her, the mother, is that the son is still interested in taking his son. That is what made him being what he is. The Busara. Busara, the things about that are dirty, and he was cleaned, and then he boiled or cooked, and they can be served for shima or rice or whatever it is. So these are some of the foods which parents cooked for us when we were young, and sometimes because she's a mother, but I that it's the appetite or interest yabusala or that particular food. Ukalinayo. Kanshi unachijolea kuma mazoe. Chiwantu lasia, ulimuma frutikana, ulimuma Coca-Cola, ulimuma Fanta, ulimuma ma drinks yes. So according to the mother, you are still a son. Because you are still a son, she will prepare what a son should be able to eat. So the issue here is that, to suspect that she is sleeping around with the son, it might be unfair. So you need to have evidence. You need to prove. I am concerned about your absence. When they are chatting with you, you are not there. So from time to time, that has concerned me. It means that there is a problem between you and those two. So I want to ask you to join them and be part of that. And you give them time to talk. Don't cut them. But Usankai can't see like a tape recorder. That you are just taking this one to smile. Or just shake your head, laugh, and say, hey, Somala. That is nice. Oh, my husband, that is great. Show that you are part of the discussion. And show that you are not bored with the presence of your mother in the house. Because these mothers, you must understand. That son of us, it might be the breadwinner in the family. It might be the breadwinner in the family. So, if I really so you should also change to be a breadwinner together with your husband. If your husband is treated as a breadwinner, be also a breadwinner. Or else you're going to be a local band loser. So the issue also be a breadwinner. So work together with your husband, work together with your in-laws, work together with the other relatives of your husband. And when you do that, they will accept you as their daughter. If there is anything that went wrong during your relationship with your husband, or during the time that you stay together, apologize to your husband. Confess the wrong that you did, and then move on. Go to your mom and tell her, no, mom, I think I was not so keen. I was not too close to you. Now I want to learn from you how to prepare this one, how to cook that, how to do this, how to chat, whatever it is. Invite your mother to go to the market with you. Invite your mother to go for shopping with you. Invite your mother to go to church with you. Invite your mother to be in the garden with you, in the kitchen with you, in the sitting room with you. And sometimes just be extraordinary good to her when you do that. All those suspicions that you are talking about will not be there, they will go. Because you have full evidence that actually there's nothing that is happening sexually apart from a relationship with she's a son and she's a mother. So if you do that, you enjoy your marriage, my daughter. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Do not compete with your mother-in-law. Yeah. So right about now, let me just welcome Mr. Abia, who has joined us in studio. Abia, good evening.
Good evening, CJ. Good evening, Madam Himba, Wom Kirawai, and Evangelist. And good evening also to the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. So, Abia, quickly, let me have your input before I flip this situation a little bit in line with other situations that we've seen happen before. Mungatairepo mweni mwionera nkani wa Abia.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I'll just say thank you so much, Madam Himba, for the wise counsel you have given to the your fellow woman. Yeah, I heard your contribution and your counsel was very wise, and I feel like there is no other counsel that will go far beyond than your counsel, Madam Himba. Thank you so much because it comes from a woman who is also married. Yeah. Then,
Thank you so much.
yeah, just to add on, let me thank this woman who has brought this issue here. It's good than keeping it to herself and start debating herself. It can also result into bad decision making. But right now, she'll have a good decision making. She'll have something to do, and I think she'll change that mindset because, like Madam Himba says, it's very rare nowadays for a mother to open up for her son. It's very rare. I haven't heard it in the news or read it in the news. I haven't heard unless there is something like Madam Himba says, Jojo or whatever. Yeah. So, Madam, just stick with your husband. Whenever you have seen something wrong in your marriage, just in a kind way, in a kind manner, talk to your husband. No, I'm seeing problem the way you discuss with your mother like this, like this. This is how you have been doing since when I was not even married to you. Here he say, maybe ni wamechezera now. Then join the party. You are the wife, isn't it? Join the party. Izingani naine nifuna naine ndiziziwe naine mkamba nkani bwanyi naine maybe ningazicha contribute. How can I contribute my thought in your discussion? Then and in the fact in the manner of cooking ati ndiyo kupika ndiyo kala control mu nyumba. Just like what Evangelist says, be close to your mother-in-law. Learn more what your husband is most like most. Right? For the lack of better term, I can use that. Yeah. Learn. Ni ndio za bwanja muna vanhu zimene makonda maningi muzaphunzira kuli awo apungozi vanu awo kapikidwe amapika bwanji mwina mmangoti bwabwabwa nikatati mapatula vevana njira inangu phunzirani kona than having those suspicious those suspicious who lead you into a broken marriage. Maybe tizakuganizirani ndimwe futi kapena mwamba kuona kumbali uku nanga mankhala bwanji ma suspicious namuna vanhu nako kula mai wao futi. Yai madam chinjani ayo maganizo yai sio manga chikwati yai.
Thank you very much, Abia, for your contribution. Now, this one, I'll let me bring in Evangelist again. There was another situation recently. Okay, let me say sometime in 2021, where this woman came out in public. There was this audio that was going around where she was confessing that she sleeps with the son. Now, for her, this one was like a stepson, but she's the one who raised him. When I'm telling you, about 8 or 10 years, so vamukulisa. Okay, then at around 17 years nishakula mwana. It so happened that one night usiku vanambira tapunda ku bedroom, so she went and attended to him. She found that it's like he was ejaculating. Okay, so when she went back to her room, the son followed her in her bedroom while the husband is out, because the husband was a driver. He was working from another town that time. So mwana anangena ma blanket muja na mamai wake, then after some time ati bamayi banadda batabbe mwana oyo abakwera bamayi bake, and then the rest is history. They started having sex. Then one of the justifications, one of the reasons that this woman had, she was saying no, in a Vamunawanga, in terms of kube this woman kwanilisa, ni 10 minutes chabe, and then that will only happen maybe once a week. It is always a problem. Now when the son had sex with her, she says she enjoyed it, and then that thing continued, and then it reached a stage whereby that son was now jealous with the father, and at some point he even put poison for the father, and the father was admitted in hospital. That's when she came out to say, how am I going to handle this situation whereby the son is jealous na watate wake? So this, we've seen such situations happen from the confession of that woman. Now, Evangelist, what is your take in terms of such a situation? In the situation of this lady, help who suspecting the mother and the husband, we've said what has been said is that it's rare that sexual feelings would be aroused. Then we have this situation where the mother, though was stepmother, but she's the one who raised this boy, was confessed that she's been sleeping with the son. Evangelist, your counsel on that one. Okay, Evangelist.
She found that boy in that house when the boy was 10 years old. And now the young man is actually 17 years old. Meaning that she's the one who brought him up to that age. Now, it is not easy. It is not easy for a small boy of 18 or 17 years to fall for the mother. It's not easy. How does he start? Where does he start from? It is not easy. The young man was actually correct by the mother. It is the mother who did something that made the young man realize that she's not just a mother, she could be a sex mate. So, from Mwana Mumono was 17 years old. And you can't, a 17-year boy cannot approach a mother and say, it's not easy. Unless, like your mother was the number of movies or more later, making it easy for the boy to approach. And even the story, the boy was in the other room, and that's another time he screamed. Atimeminaenda kuja. Ukiwa vile namba naanga napenda mti ukuta watatu na scream like that. So how did that happen? I didn't check here for policy. I don't know very which of it. So
okay. Yeah, we seem to have lost Evangelist. Himba, being the only lady, I'm going to bring you into the lion's den.
Thank you so much, CJ.
this woman, this assertive, who calls the young man to have sex with her. Can you remember? She said, after that, this young man followed the bedroom. In the bed, the father and mother. It is that this young man into the bedroom. And not just the bedroom, into the bed.
Into the bed.
If the boy decided and against her wish, what did she do to stop this boy? Did she scream? Did she ask for help? Did she push the young man away? Did she inform the husband? Even calling the husband that said, this is what is happening here. She Because it was shocking. So all these humanity, all this system. So it's actually led who instigated it, allowed it, perpetrated it, and the one out of the lady in that video, CJ, she says, she actually says, for me, I'm not going to go now. So like, actually, she says, the peanut, Ilari Kulu Pino, and I enjoy it. How can the mother say that? How can the mother say that? So the she is an evil mother. She's not the right of the kind of a mother that's possible. So this is what now, what am I thinking? What I'm saying is that no, let's be wary of such people. Let us be aware. Tulichengera ona bulu wako eya bukazi kwa mwanona amba kupanga masalamu yake materi yake to being extra kind uliwe kupasa makifu kamene very expensive vituwe kukuta that person is to take risk. If you need to take drama kupasa you watch that it's not kindness, it will lead you into trouble. So in short, PJ,
yes,
we need to be careful with such women, such as this one. Even we, young people, let's be on the lookout who want to destroy our lives. So it's not being wise. It's not being a champion to sleep with the relative, near blood. We should not be right. It is not right, it is wrong. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Himba.
Thank you so much, CJ. And I basically listened to that audio of that situation. I'm asking for the viewers to bear with me because I'm going to be a little bit judgmental and I'm not supposed to be judgmental to this woman. First and foremost, CJ, if you listened very well to that story, that woman, in her tone, the tone, it's like she was enjoying what she was doing. That's the way I got that tone. There was no regret, there was no remorse, but it's like it's something she did proudly. Then secondly, she said she heard the son screaming. Yes, probably the son for real screamed in the bedroom, and because maybe now na kwambochoka maspems, maybe that was his first time to go through that process. But how can the mother go pajamwana she was so impressed. She was the way she found the erection ya mwana banaiwona bwino, and she was so attracted. Basically, for me, a normal mother in such a situation, you just need to talk to your child. I don't even want to say this is the mother. So probably you'd have said, Sunny, this is normal, and you go through it. This is the sign of growing up. And, just to do a bit of counseling and leave the child to take care of himself, clean, and I was kidding, and then it ends. Then he says the boy followed. CJ, that process is not easy for a 17-year-old boy. Bedroom at No, it's not easy. I strongly believe, again, I'm going to apologize to the viewers that I'm being I strongly believe this woman was the one who enticed the young man into this. This is a 17-year boy we are talking about. Where will a young boy get such courage? So for me, I believe this woman enticed this young man. And for me, I'm sorry to judge her. This woman did not mean any good to this boy. This woman acted in an evil manner to take advantage of an innocent child because of the challenges she was going through in her marriage of not being satisfied sexually. If anything, this woman, she should even be taken to court. Because one, that child she's sleeping with, that child is already mentally disturbed. It's very difficult for them to think properly. And these are the kids who end up just chasing and mentally disturbed now. So this woman was speaking so proudly and as if she's doing the right thing. And then she's even saying, no, chiwoneka flu atate wake anafuno killer poison. I mean, you've made these two men rivals. What do you expect? Bakujia mumbale imos. So how do you expect the other one to be obedient to the other one? You know? So she caused this. I feel she's the one who caused this. She's the one who enticed this child, which is very wrong. This woman, she's very selfish because she did not think of the child's life. She did not think of the mwana as ankala branch, because such kids, even to marry in the near future, their marriages, ndiye vikwati vimavuta, which comes from such children. So ababamaya aba entice mwana, and she's wicked to me. Sorry, I'm judging viewers. When it comes to children, I become a bit personal. She enticed the child and it was wrong. This woman is, as Shaabula has said, she's not a good woman. And banamusebenze mwana to satisfy her needs. She was very selfish. Now, because she has seen the situation is going out of control, now she's coming to the public to cry foul. If people can find where this woman is, I would strongly advocate that this woman face the law because she has destroyed an innocent life. I rest my case, teacher.
Thank you very much, Himba. And you know, these incest cases, you've just reminded me, again, there was another situation where it should be in Chilenje somewhere there, where this woman's mother, okay, the mother was sleeping with the husband. And she, at some point, it's like she wanted to take over the husband. And this woman was lamenting all over social media, saying, eh? How can you do such a thing to me? Eh? So, you know, do people that engage in such, do they have a mental problem or what? What steps can one take when they find themselves in a situation whereby a partner is sleeping with a close relative? Evangelist.
Yeah, when you discover that your wife or your husband or your partner is sleeping with a relative, what you are supposed to do is, first of all, is to be sure to gather enough evidence, because it is a very serious accusation if you just point a finger when there's nothing. It is a very serious accusation. So you should, first of all, you should be able to gather enough evidence, irrefutable evidence. You should be able to lay your evidence on the table, meaning that you must be factual. Yes. You must be factual. Not I feel, or I think, but here is the evidence. Kabudula kama mai wake ulu niaka. O kabudula kama muna wanga na mai wake niaka. O niaba nalafalia mu bedroom. O niaba whatever it is. You must have evidence. That's what you're supposed to do. Number two, it is you who is going to decide whether to remain in that marriage or to move away. No one should tell you to move away or to stay. You decide on your own. Number three. Sometimes it is important to move away from the location where you are staying, to move away from embarrassment. Shift to another place, relocate. Go to another place where they don't know you, so that you can start a new life. So that's one of the things that you need to do. The other point is sometimes if it's necessary to report to the police, you need to report. Of course, with evidence and like that. If you want to forgive those people, forgive them. Without telling people, but to tell them, the two of them in the face, to say, this is what you have done, a repeat of this, I'll blow it and tell the people. And tell the world what's happening. So this is what you do. And then the other thing that you must understand is that you must ask yourself, what what is it that caused them to do this? Is it you? Are there certain faults or failures that you have that has caused your husband to do that or your mother to do that? What is I to blame? Or is it what is the situation? You must start the situation so that you change that situation. So that, and then these people should not be able to do it again. So you must start that. If you don't start to understand the situation, you will soon remain in the same situation and the act will continue for a long time. So these are some of the things that we need to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Well, time seems to be running out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each one some chance to give their summary, and I'll ask that you don't exceed 3 minutes in your summaries. Let me start with Vom Kelevai, who hasn't spoken in quite a while. Vom Kelevai.
Napa kwamba Pavula Navalanda Fiance Kingi. There has been we've been talking about situations. You talked about the lady who is suspecting her husband having a relationship with a mother, and you talked about another step. Is it a woman that raised a child, but that was not her biological child, but she raised the child from 10 years to teenager and started having a relationship with her with a child. Well, with that one, I feel that the woman, the law protects women, and any man that has carnal knowledge, no matter how old you may be, no matter how young you may be, but if you go and touch a woman without a consent, that's a violation. That's sexual abuse or sexual assault. You can be arrested. But in this case, she did not report, like everyone put it. She did not. If anything, she is the one who actually have been pushing, and she had the intentions all along. So we don't even know. Probably she has been abusing this child from the time immemorial when she got that child at a very early age, because there are also women that have a very terrible habits or bad behavior, or that have a mental illness, that are having those desires for young teenagers, and we don't know. So that could be a police issue, where the human rights also people should. These are the cases they ought to pursue, instead of just reporting on politicians. But such matters are very serious. A 17-year-old boy, he's meant to believe that the mother, whether it's a stepmother or the person that raised him, I feel that he was sexually abused, and the authority should come in and investigate that woman, and where she start even defending herself or giving herself some excuse. To me, I find that very barbaric. So people should just stay away from such kind of unlawful activities. And moreover, we are a Christian nation. I don't even know why we even call ourselves Christian nation when we have such kind of cases happening under our nose in a Christian nation, in a Christian dominated country. We are just a bunch of hypocrites, and I don't like it. And that makes me even go away further from Christianity, because what I see the society is doing, and what I see the politicians are doing, and what I see the so-called Christians that are standing in a pulpit with robes, what they say, what they do, it's something that is un-Christian and something that is so different from. So it is a waste of energy to call ourselves Christian when we're doing things that are not close to the Bible. So in that, I would simply say be neutral and stop calling ourselves Christians when we know that we can't control our sins. We are busy doing exactly what the Bible does not allow or permit. So it's a lie. We are living a lie. So having said
Yes.
that, I would simply say, live a normal life and report such matters when you have them to the relevant authority. Thank you.
Thank you very much from Kilebai. Mr. Abia.
Yeah, thank you so much. For me, I'll just go to the signs. Sometimes signs of mental illness. You can even describe or even know or be aware of the signs of mental illness when somebody has started making decisions that are suspicious. You know, because these kind of scenarios they just come boom, It happens with the signs. This the mother of this child started giving signs the boy for some time, and the boy was adapting to the signs of the mother that he was indicating, so to say, because the 17-year-old boy is a boy. He can't have that knowledge to say, "Nyengerera wa mai, manye nisirao zaso." It can't be. It is the mother who started, as Madam Himba as Madam Himba illustrated before. So the mother was the one pushing the boy in order to have that kind of knowledge. Because how come it's only him who heard the boy screaming and saying, you know, every time when she goes to bed and sleep, she was always dreaming about the boy, you know. So signs, we need to teach our children the signs that they can lead for them to be aware that these signs are now sexual signs. I need to learn away from this. So parents out there, please take care of your children by teaching them the signs of mental illness the man or the woman may show for them, just to copy them in order to sleep with them. So, and let's teach these children how to avoid these scenarios, because it can happen anywhere. Sometimes maybe in school, a teacher mnyengerera mwana no abombasa tundalama pangono pangono, giving out money. Then the girl is interested, showing interested. No, I'm an person ndalama afuna nthandiza school niphunzire palasi pamugulirira mwana. So let's teach these children the signs of mental illness, kuti wamuona kuti ava norwara munzeru mukasankhidwa ka vinthu mungawane so amene mungachite monga mwana thavirani so. So let's teach our children these signs, because we cannot avoid them all, but we need to teach the children. They have to be aware of those signs. Then if they are aware, then how to overcome them, or where they can rush into to report those things. Ngati munthu ayambe kuwaseweretsa chabe mabereka yangu wagula zivalo zopisika vachite ripoti mwamphanga kuli munthu mkulu ali pafupi. These children are protected. I think that's my counsel that I can give to the viewers, the parents, even us here in the panelists. We need to teach our people in the different environment where we live the signs of mental illness the woman or the man can show, and then how to teach our children to overcome this situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Abia. Himba.
Thank you so much, CJ. In my conclusion, I would basically say, you know what? My conclusion will be more biased because I'll concentrate on the woman who brought a situation to us. What I would say is, my dear sister, be careful. and try to be mature and try to act as the backbone of that marriage, because actually you are the backbone of that marriage. And sometimes what makes us to start thinking wrongly, it's maybe our friends, some of the comments we get from our friends, or maybe even our family members. Iwe bamuna bako mwe bamasekera na bamayi bawo awo siri no more. Iwe kanzi bakubeerera jealous. So be careful which comment you listen to, who you listen to. And don't act on hearsay things as Shaabula has said. Would be very happy for you to say ninabapeza bamayi bawo bali pamwamba ya bamuna bange oba bamuna bange bali pamwamba pa bamayi. No, be evidence based, not hearsay. Bamayi muzaka onanga chikwati kyemwagwira kudala mukibemba batila ikintu kintu mwene. So basically I'm not denying that a mother and a son can have an affair and they can have sexual intercourse. No, it happens. But all I'm trying to say is be careful. That's your marriage, and it's not easier for a mother and a son to have a sexual relationship, especially Vankala. So you are there, Vaseka, Vakambisana, Vashta Vindu. All I would encourage you, try to bring your mother closer, get to know more, and to try to integrate in that family. Don't be a spectator. Don't be an enemy to that family. And don't say, get involved. Be part of that family. Believe me, at the end of the day, veo mama mvela baseka uzazipeza naye oseka na beve. Kupika kokwe bapika bamayi oloka baona bamayi mu kitchen it won't even bother you. You'll be even saying, ndiye mwebaliri bamayi, So try to be more mature and don't forget to pray. To go on your knees whenever you've got a situation, go on your knees before you act. Ask for God to give you wisdom. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Himba. Evangelist, you can please come in and wrap up everything.
All I can say here is that, what we've heard today actually happens in homes.
Mm-hmm.
It happens in homes, especially homes where some people are careless in the way they relate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes even Chimbuye, like speeches, you end up having sex because of Chimbuye Tameni. Sometimes your own cousin, and cousin, when you start touching each other, you go too far and very far. Be careful. The way we dress towards when we are in the presence of relatives, we should be careful not to expose certain parts of our body, because they will tell a story. It is a message that we are going to pass on to these people that we live with. We must know where we go and what we do where we go and the times we are going there. They relate. You go with your sister, and this is my sister. We end up to relate film. Yapa 24 hours, yapa 22 hours. So all these are temptations. And then from there, check how you dress. Our dressing can invite temptation. Let's be very careful. And when we are suspecting something, we must have irrefutable evidence that we can lay on the table and prove our case that indeed there's a relationship between the son and the daughter. And also, the fact that you are suspecting, it means you are not involved. You are not part of what is happening. You are a spectator. You are just there to see what is happening from a distance. Because you are watching from a distance, it is likely that you can miss what is on the ground. You will think that it is a hippo when it is a crocodile. So we need to be very careful. The other issue is that let us understand that coming up with such an accusation can cost us our marriage, can cost us our life, our relationship, our marriage. So we must have evidence. Don't say things if you're not sure. The other issue is that let us look at the mothers as mothers, fathers as fathers, or relatives as relatives. They have nothing to do with us. If we want, if we ngatimvera nyere, tiye, uku kumarket, muma pubs, muma disco, munjira, you face it. So we should be very, very careful what we are doing or how we handle these issues. So the other issue, sometimes nikulamba kutenga mankwala maningi na sexual boosters na wakazi na wamuna na sexual boosters akapaka mtupi maningi, you will fail to control yourself. You end up sleeping with the relative. I think I might say, you know, all those things and all my tablets, so we need to be very, very careful how we handle our lives, because our lives are fragile, they're brittle. They can break, they can be lost. So we need to be very careful. I just want to thank, CJ, Himba, Mukerebai, Emmanuel, and the whole team, the Ubuntu team, who are bringing such topics for us to learn from. Even if I'm presenting, also actually learning from the contribution of others. So this is a learning curve. We are grateful. Please continue. Thank you so much. And those that are writing, also write, because without you, this program will not be there. So we want to thank you, the lady that is at bed. She has written to us. And even those that are involved, they are not shy, to appear in this program. So please, sometimes you can even, use, a pseudonym, so that you talk to us. Maybe you can explain your situation. So in short, CJ, I just want to thank you for the program. It's a great program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. We are always delighted and honored to have you with a great counsel that you are always offloading. We really appreciate. Viewers, it has been a great program, and we've been looking at incest, which Evangelist explained, that is having sexual relations with close blood or relatives, mutinyanja ati kunyenga na kwamo banja. So we have really had let me say, different views around this topic, and we've also tackled the situation that was given to us in relation to the same. We just want to encourage you, just like Evangelist has said, if you have a situation, please, you can use the WhatsApp line and send that situation via WhatsApp, or even call, and then we'll be able to take your situation. You can send it through a message via our Facebook platform. Please keep those situations coming, so that we'll be able to help one another, as well as other people will be able to learn from these situations. Well, it has been a lovely 1 hour 30 minutes that we've had together, and the show now has to come to an end. We want to thank Vom Kedabai, we thank Himba, Mr. Abia, Emmanuel. Want to thank Mr. Elijah, who was watching, and everyone else who was watching and dropped a comment in the comment sections. Make a date with us next week, and please like and follow our Facebook page. That is Facebook Ubuntu Channel Zambia. YouTube, it's Ubuntu Channel. Twitter, Ubuntu Channel. Please like and follow these pages, so that each time we go live, you get the notifications and you can follow what we are doing. From me and everyone who's been part of tonight's broadcast, want to say thank you and have a good night.